Alright everyone, welcome back. Saber sounds more shocked than amazed. Unfortunately, I don't have the energy to reply as my wounds are starting to hurt again. No, first of all, I'm the one who wants to ask that question. And I recall his dream. The memory of the guide that was set up as a hero. The story of a knight whose end came at a place I can't reach. This hill is his world. This desolate land is what the man who kept on fighting for others obtained. I guess he smiled and died in satisfaction in this place.
バカじゃないの、本気で。
That's right. It just makes me mad. He tried his best, worked hard even though he's an ordinary person, and finally obtained a miracle with his blood. Then it will be a lie unless he becomes happy. If he made many people happy, he should become happier than all of those people combined. But he did not receive such a reward. What he obtained in its place was the fate to be summoned as a guardian after his death. That's right. Why didn't I realize that simple fact? The guardians are summoned into every age. Doesn't that conversely mean that they are summoned from every age? From the present and the past? Heroic spirits could even be summoned from the future. Since guardians are pushed into a seat away from the time axis, the concept of time does not exist for them. As soon as one becomes a heroic spirit, they sublimate into something other than what they used to be when they were human. Then, it is possible for a guardian to be summoned to the place and age they lived in when they were alive. Sylvain figures it out finally, huh? It's vexing when I think about it. It's because neither of them is saved. The one that watches his previous self, the one that watches his eventual self. They will both be hurt by the gulf between them. I know the end of this big idiot who tried to be the help to others. He became a guardian by choice. He thought that it would be great if he could keep saving people even after he died. He could not save people when he was alive because he was powerless, but he believed he could avert every tragedy as a heroic spirit. Thinking so, he made a contract with the world, gave his body after his death, and saved 100 or so people. He believed that he would be able to save more tens of thousands of people after his death. But such hope was betrayed. Heroic spirits are summoned only into hell. They appear only when the world is about to be destroyed by the people. Humans are beings that will perish from their own doings, so the process of destruction must always be the same. He was summoned only into these hells. In the land of death where the ones he wanted to save were already dead, he killed even more humans. The boy who stated he just doesn't want to see anyone cry could only see crying humans forever. There's only one thing I can say. He has been betrayed by many things, and in the end, he was betrayed by the only thing he believed in, his ideal. I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body, and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death, nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons, yet those hands will never hold anything. So as I pray, unlimited blade works. That is the only spell given to him. What is that? I'm so mad that I want to hit him and scold him. I, Tosaka Rin, have never had any hardships in my life, so I might not have the right to say it, but I believe in working hard and going through pain. It's wrong not to be compensated for your fights. That's why I'm angry at his uncompensated life, and most of all, I can't leave him be because he ended up cursing his life. You're my servant, so I'm only going to do what I believe is right. I'm not as loose as Emiya Shiro, but I do have some things I cannot give up. I won't give it up no matter who's telling me so. That's right. That's why I decided that as long as I'm his master, I'll believe in my path like he used to do. That's about all I can show to him. That's the only way I can repay him. It might have been meaningless, but still. I do it so that Archer, the one who lost his own past, can realize that his life was something he can be proud of. The first things I notice after I wake up are the sensations in my limbs. They hurt and I can't move them.
縛られてる。
I'm sitting on a chair and slept in a bad position. I don't want to admit it, but this is the worst possible situation. I can't do anything. My hands are behind the chair and restrained by something like handcuffs. It goes the same for my legs, and I can't even stand up. The handcuffs and the shackles are magic resistant, and my magic circuit is so messed up I can't even create a magical energy. Now that I've checked my situation, I survey my surroundings. It's cold. This room made of stone has no heater, and it is a ruin that hasn't been used in a while. It's dark outside the window. From the looks of it, I think it's around 10 o'clock at night.
で、どういうつもりよ、あーちゃん。
I glare into the darkness. By the pillar, the knight in red is sitting on a pile of rubble.
どうもこうもない。お前はエミヤシロを釣る餌だ。それは自分でも分かっているだろ
ふん、私がいなくたってシロなら勝手に来るわよ。そんなことあなたならわかるでしょうに。
う。そうだな。だがそこにお前がいては都合が悪い。ことが済むまで目障りな邪魔者にはここでおとなしくしていてもらおう。
Archer says so without appearing in front of me. There's no sign of his previous friendliness. He is a calm cleaner now.
そう。どうあってもシロを殺すっていうのね、あなた。
ああ。あのような甘い男は今のうちに消えた方がいい。
He answers as a matter of course. I can only see the shadowed side of his face from here. His expression is cold, and he looks like he has a mask on. That makes me seriously angry.
シロが甘いってことは言われなくても分かってるけど。
I breathe in. It'll end once I say this. My archer will never return once I say this. I take a breath and glare at the guy in the shadows.
それでも私はあいつの甘いところが愛しいって思う。あいつはああでなくちゃいけないって、ああいうやつがいてもいいんだって救われてる。けどあんたはどうなの？そこまでやっておいて身勝手な理想論を振りかざすのは間違ってるって思ったわけ？何度も何度も他人のために戦って、何度も何度も裏切られて、何度も何度もつまらない後始末をさせられて、それで人間ってものに愛想が尽きたっていうの？あっちゃん！
I get even more angry as I speak, and I'm screaming it out now. Archer doesn't answer. The face in the shadow is a face I've never seen before.
すべての人間を救うことはできない。
When I heard this from the man I believed could save anyone, I felt resistance.
いいか、イシロ。正義の味方に救えるのは味方をした人間だけだ。
I didn't like those words either. I didn't want the superhero himself to say these things. Since that time, Emiyashiro's whole life may have been focused on overturning those words. There's no need for sacrifices. Nobody will get hurt if you work hard and do your best. My father should have yearned for that as well. So...
ああ、安心した。
I cannot look away from his last moment. Tosaka told me such a life is unnatural. I know. I realized that a long time ago. There's no world where nobody gets hurt. Nor can one seek happiness without hurting others. Such a utopia does not exist anywhere in this world. Emiyashiro's search for superheroism is just hypocrisy.
人助けの果てには何もない。
So, I know that without being told.
他人も自分も救えない偽りのような人生だ。
Yeah. Even if it may be true, I won't let you say it. I don't care if anyone other than him denies it, but I won't let him say it. We have the same beginnings, and even if I may eventually become like him. No, all the more if that's the case. That's why I have to deny him. as he does not approve of the former Emiya. I will not approve of him as long as I exist. Even if this dream may be a distorted one, if I have believed in it, and if I am going to believe in it, I wake up. I look at the clock right away and see it's 11 o'clock right now.
目が覚めましたか、シロ。
What a welcome sight for sore eyes. I missed her, man. I'm glad she's back. Sitting Japanese style, Saber greets me in a calm voice. It's been a half a day since I came home from the church. She must have watched over me ever since I fainted.
ああ、起きた。体も問題ないよ。疲れも取れたし、頭痛も消えた。
I get up from the futon. My limbs are fine now. The magic circuit I overused is still exhausted, but it hasn't burned up.
行くのですか、シロ。
Saber suddenly asks. The answer's obvious, so I silently nod back.
わかりました。では私も同行します。ですがシロ、リンは私のマスターです。彼女を救い出すのは私の役目だ。アーチャーは私が止めますから、シロは。
逆だ、セイバー。アーチャーとは俺がやる。
I interrupt Saber. She looks at me uneasily.
それはダメだ、シロ。アーチャーはあなたの。
She hesitates to finish her sentence.
分かってる。あいつが何者なのかは、多分出会った時から分かってた。
I've opposed him without reason from the first time we met. I stubbornly hated him, thinking that I could not approve of him. It's natural. People can only look away when faced with their own mistakes.
ああけど、だからこそ、あいつがしたことは認めない。あいつと。
I stand up. My body feels great. There's only half a day left until the deadline. I can't spend any more time resting.
シロ。
こんなことを言える立場じゃないけど、頼む、セイバー。アーチャーとは俺がやる。その時、どうなっても手を出さないでいてほしい。
I bow as I ask Saber.
いいえ、そのようなことをする必要はありません、シロ。あなたがそう望むのなら、私はそれに従いましょう。この身はあなたの盾になると誓ったのです。その行く末を最後まで見届けます。
Her answer is perfect. Her clear voice sweeps away the uneasiness within me.
ありがとう。セイバーが見守ってくれるんなら心強い。
はい。私もあなたがそうであってくれて嬉しい、シロ。
She smiles back. We're prepared for departure now. We leave my house. Who would have thought I would go to that castle again?
おい、お前ら、人の話聞いてねえだろ。
は？
We both turn around. Oh, come to think of it, Lancer was still here.
なんだ、案外暇なんだな、あんた。
It just slips out. He must be self-conscious as he doesn't try to retort.
ランサー、あなたが何を企んでいるかは知りませんが、私たちに同行しても得るものはありません。アーチャーはすでにマスターを持たないサーバント。あなたのマスターが倒したがるとは思えませんが。
ああ、分かってる分かってる。別にアーチャーの野郎をどうこうしようって気はねえ。坊主と奴の殺し合いにも手は出さねえから安心しろ。
では何のためについてこようというのです。私との決着を望むのならここでつけても構いませんが。
いや、それも願い下げだな。俺は貴様のマスターと敵対する気はない。むしろ売りたいのは恩でね。ここらで貸しを作っておこうと、そういう腹だ。
Saber glares at Lancer. I miss this look so much. And Lancer ignores her.
分かった。好きにしろ。登坂を助ける手助けをしてくれるならこっちも助かる。
シロ、ランサーは敵です。そのような軽い決断は。
その点は大丈夫だろう。そいつ根性ひん曲がってるけど嘘を言うやつじゃないし、何より回りくどいことなんてできない。俺たちを騙したいんならその前に真正面から倒しに来てるさ。
それはそうですが、しかし。
いや、セイバーが嫌だって言うなら追っ払うけど、こいつ放っておいてもついてくるぞ。それならそばにいさせて監視した方が楽だろ
う。たった数日で随分と口がうまくなったのですね、シロ。
Oh man.
いや、いろいろあったから。ま、そういうことだ、ランサー。俺たちもあんたに関与しないから、あんたも俺たちには口を出さない。それでいいなら一緒に行こう。
I say to the guy that's watching us with a smile.
十分だ。いや、いいコンビじゃねえか。セイバーは見ての通り融通が利かないからな。お前が大人になってくれて助かったぜ。
そのようなことはありません。融通が利かないのはむしろシロの方だ。私がどれほど苦労したか、あなたに何がわかるのです。
さあ、なんだ、聞けば話してくれるのか、セイバー。いいぜ、城までは随分とある。道中お前の苦労話を魚としよ
う。なぜ私がそのようなことを説明しなくてはならないのです。それこそあなたには無関係ではないですか。
And this is the first time I've ever seen this reaction from her too. Look at that. We're always seeing new faces of Saber each new route. Saber roars at Lancer. I guess Saber doesn't get along well with Lancer. But I never thought Saber would get angry like Tosaka.
まあいいか。それより行くぞ。遊んでる暇はないんだ。できるだけ早く城に行かなくちゃいけないんだからな。
I leave the two and start walking.
シロ、私は遊んでいるわけではありません。
She must still be mad as she yells at me. Lancer follows us from a distance. It's midnight right now. I know how far the castle is from here. We should make it in time. We'll probably get there around dawn. We start to walk to the masterless old castle. Oh, went on to a new day. After image. It is daybreak. The knight in red is leaning against a pillar and staring at his arm. Putting strength into his fingers, he makes a fist. His body is only half responding. Even heroic spirits cannot maintain their existence in this world without their masters. He still exists because of the special class ability of Archer, but he's almost at his limits. His remaining strength is not even a tenth of his original powers. His muscles are weak and his body will slowly disappear if he loses focus. But there's no problem. Even if he has less than a tenth of his original power, it is enough to kill Emiya Shiro. Considering the difference in their abilities, this isn't even a handicap. Therefore, it will end once they fight. His one and only objective will be accomplished here. That's right. He has waited for this time. He has endured the endless repetition hoping for this chance. He has waited a miracle that would not occur, a miracle with a probability close to zero. And his wish was granted. No, it is about to be granted. He does not care what awaits him afterwards. He will kill his own self with his own hands. The hopeless, futureless wish is what kept him going after he wore out.
長かったのか、それとも刹那に過ぎなかったのか。
He is an existence that disappears after each summoning. His memory does not remain no matter how many times he repeats the cycle. It only stays in his body as knowledge. Heroic spirits recognize other heroic spirits because of these accumulated facts. It's just like a book. Every time a heroic spirit is summoned, the book with its story is sent to its home. The heroic spirit itself remains in the house reading those books. The trouble is that the one at the house does not even know when those books arrive. Past or future does not matter. All the books are already in his room. His only way of measuring time is to read the records of his cleaning that he will accomplish. It makes no difference if it's eternal or instantaneous. Eternity is instantaneous and an instant is eternal. Therefore, he does not know how rare this miracle is. He does not know if this is the first time or the 1,000th time since he obtained this hope. All he has is unordered knowledge. Past, present, and future are meaningless for heroic spirits.
来客か。邪魔は入らんというから来てやったのだがな。
The knight in red suddenly gets up. Did his ears hear the sound of the intruder? Footsteps echo to the silent castle.
へえ、驚きだね、遠坂。半信半疑だったけど、本当にこんなところにいたんだ。
A voice echoes. Of course it's Shinji. It's always him. The rude intruder is a boy called Mato Shinji.
おっと、物騒な真似はなしだぜ、アーチャー。こっちはお前に用はないんだ。お前だって遠坂に用はないんだろ。ならここで殺し合うことはないんじゃない？
Mato Shinji walks forward with light steps. He is looking at Tosaka, who is tied up. The girl glares silently at the intruder. That must delight him. He licks his lips in satisfaction and walks to the girl.
あ？
Stared down by the knight, Mato Shinji looks up in annoyance.
何？やるっていうの？本気かよ。お前なんて相手になるわけないじゃんか。
He smiles and turns back to the entrance. There stands a man with golden hair, the eighth servant, Gilgamesh. He is literally a disaster. The golden servant looks at the knight with cool eyes, but within them, the red eyes only show the intent to brutally kill the enemy in front of him. The knight in red is still silent. It makes no difference even if Mato Shinji appears or if the strongest servant is ready to attack him. The knight calmly stares at the uninvited enemies.
ブルってるんだろ、アーチャー。いいんだぜ、別に恥じゃない。あいつはバーサーカーだって難なく始末したサーバントなんだからさ。お前がおじけつくのも当然。
リンが欲しいのか、マトシンジ。
え？ああ、当然じゃないか。そうでもなけりゃこんな城には近寄らないよ。
そうか。ならば事が済むまで待て。エミやシロを始末した後ならばくれてやる。それまであれは私のものだ。それが聞きぬとあれば仕方がない。不本意だがここで死ぬことになるぞ、ギルガメッシュ。
The knight's eyes remain on the golden servant as he speaks.
愉快だな、道化。
Were those words reason enough for the man to kill Archer? The golden servant identifies the knight in front of him as a target he must kill.
待てギルガメッシュ、早まるなよ。ことはスマートに行こう。いいじゃん、くれるってんだからもらっておこう。どうせアーチャーはマスターがいないんだ。何度も裏切ったこいつと契約するマスターなんていないんだしさ。ほっとけば消えるんだろ。遠坂はその後でもらえばいい。
Mato Shinji smiles and stares at the knight in red. It looks as if he's enjoying the fate of the one who is about to disappear.
賢明だな、マトシンジ。その判断は的確だ。君はある意味誰よりもマスターにふさわしい。
なんだ、あんた見どころあるじゃん。もったいない。それなら僕のところに来てれば契約してやったのに。
Stepping away from the knight, Mato Shinji claps his hands happily.
けど悪いね。もう他のサーバントなんていらないんだ。残念だけどさ、おとなしく消えちゃってよ、あんた。
言われるまでもない。それで結局どうするのだ。ここで私と戦うか、私が消え去るのを待つのか。
ああ、待ってやるよ。エミヤを始末するまで遠坂は僕たちが守ってやろうじゃないか。けどそうだな。となるとあれはもう僕のだろ。 なら何をしても構わないと思わない？
He stares at the knight, and Tosaka Rin with snake-like eyes. His words are to test the loyalty of the knight. To that,
傷をつけるなというのがエミヤ素人の契約だが、それは夜明けとともに消える。刻限が来たのなら、あとは好きにするがいい。
the knight in red replies in an emotionless voice.
聞いたかよ遠坂。お前のサーバントマスターを売っ払うってさ。
Sneering laughter echoes in the dirty room. The knight exits as if he's not interested. Archer passes by Gilgamesh. Archer ignores his mocking gaze and walks into the hallway. At that instant,
フェイカ
the King of Heroes says so as if despising him. It's daybreak. There's less conversation as we make our way to the forest and the silence gets heavier. I, Emiya, must fight that man when we get to the castle. There's no chance of victory and a certain loss awaits. I know I'll just be killed once we start fighting. I'm not scared, but it's not because I'm prepared for it. If you talk about dying, that man is already dead. It is equivalent for Emiya to be dead the moment I figure that out. That being the case, I have no reason to worry. We go through the castle gate. Saber looks gloomy, maybe because she knows what kind of fight awaits us. What's troubling her is him and me. No matter who gets killed and who survives, the one to be eliminated is the same. Her desire to stop this ridiculous fight is causing her pain. Her eyes stare at the sky sharply, and maybe she's angry at the meaningless battle. Oh, they made it. The hall is ruined now. This place covered with the morning mist will become our place of death.
来たか。随分と遅い到着だな、エミヤシロ。
A cold voice echoes. The familiar voice comes from the second floor. The man is standing at the top of the stairs, which are lit by the morning sun. His red outfit is far away, and his figure is hazy in the white glare. But I can see him. I can see my enemy in detail. That should be the same for the man with the hawk eyes. The servant with the role of archer given to him. He is an archer but not an archer, and he is a contradictory existence that has many noble phantasms yet carelessly destroys them. All his noble phantasms are duplications, and the fact that he's able to produce swords in infinite number is his noble phantasm. I was the only one who did not realize his true identity. Heroic spirits are summoned from every age. If nobody from the past corresponds to him, then the heroic spirit must be from the future.
ようやく気づいた。あのペンダントが2つあるはずがない。あれはもともと。
そうだ。あれは命を救われたお前が生涯持ち続けたもの。この世に2つとない。遠坂凛の父の形見だ。
It is impossible that two such pendants should exist. If Emiya held onto the pendant throughout his life, as he says, then...
英霊の召喚には必ず触媒が必要となる。お前がセイバーを召喚したように、召喚者と英霊にはつながりがなくてはならない。遠坂凛には英霊を呼び出すための触媒がなかった。故に彼女は呼び出したサーバントに何の縁もないと思い込んだ。だが偶然で呼び出される英霊などいない。召喚者と英霊には必ず物質的な縁が必要となる。
If he's right, there can only be one answer. If Tosaka did not have a catalyst connected to Archer, then...
そう。召喚者ではなく、呼び出された英霊そのものが召喚者に縁のあるものを持っていた場合のみだ。
The jewel is the only one of its kind. My life was saved, but I did not know who saved me, so I held on to the pendant which I thought belonged to my savior. That's the answer. If he has Tosaka's pendant, then there is only one person who he can be. Heroic spirit Emiya, the future me.